Ho ho ho! A very warm welcome to the Ingress Insights podcast from me, Santa Claus. You're listening to a festive episode of the Ingress Insights podcast, all about the Niantic spatial game where you make triangles. Ingress, I can see you've all made the nice list this year. Agents, I'll be filling enlightened and resistant stockings with very rare link amps, media capsules, and maybe even fit rep rewards if you're lucky, agents. Ho ho ho! Over to my pal Pokemon Trainer J with the latest on Ingress.
Additional intel available.
Hey agents, this is Pokemon Trainer J of Christmas Past. This is an earlier episode I recorded about the whatever topic I'm talking about in the title. I recorded these on a day when I had a bit more time to come out on the days of December, as I did last year, so you'll get one episode a day that's about something else. It may not be Ingress related, it may be Ingress related. You know better than me by the time you listen to this episode by the title of it. So hope you enjoy, and if you want to leave any comments or make suggestions for what I should do next year for these Christmas episodes, then please do so. Hope you enjoy the episode. Hello agents, as you listen to this episode, it's Boxing Day in the UK, so that's the day after Christmas. I couldn't tell you why it's called Boxing Day as a Brit, but it's Boxing Day. Most people are just chilling out, not doing a lot the day after Christmas, after seeing family, travelling, things like that. So I thought it'd be a good episode to talk about the mobile games that I play besides Ingress, because I do play quite a few mobile games in my kind of downtime. So I want to go over and cover those first of all, and my progress, talk about those a bit. As you guess, this episode won't focus on Ingress, it'll be about other games. The first one I'm going to start with, just because it's in my list, is Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. Best way to describe this game, it's like a visual novel adventure game. So you create a student as your main character that you are during the game that starts year 1 at Hogwarts, and you go all the way through and past now year 7. The idea being that you solve all these curses, you investigate the cursed vaults is the main thing in the Hogwarts story. There's other bits that come up as well. You make friends, get relationships, that kind of thing. You do lots of tasks, visit the locations in the movies and books. There's some original characters you make friends with, and then because you're going to school starting year 1, like 7 years before Harry Potter starts, so you leave and then Harry Potter and his friends start, but you still interact with other characters like Tonks and Charlie Weasley, people like that, that feature as part of the storylines, and then you're involved in little bits, and there's time limited side quests, special stories to go on, little things like that that keep you busy, keep you playing. So I think I originally started it because somebody told me the spells were the same kind of things, the traces they were for Harry Potter Wizards Unite. So when you do duels in Hogwarts Mystery, you trace the spells, and these were the same as in Harry Potter Wizards Unite. So I originally started as practice for that, and now I've just kind of carried on playing. I'm now in Volume 1, so that's essentially the first year after you leave Hogwarts and work for the ROCC. So Volume 1, Chapter 16. I think there's 24 chapters in the first volume. The second volume is out, but that's as far as the team have gotten. So then that'd be your Volume 2 is Harry Potter's Year 2. So what's that one? So it's not Philosopher's Stone, because that's the first year. It's the Chamber of Secrets, I want to say. So then I guess you'll be going through the events that happen in there, helping bits out and going through little bits to do with that plotline. The next one on my list is one that I obviously do play because I talk about Pokemon. My username is Pokemon Trainer J, is Pokemon Go. So at the moment in that I'm level 71. There was obviously the level cap increase. So I think I went from like 45, 46 all the way to 70, and then there's tasks to unlock to get to the next level on there. I'm going to take a while getting to level 72 because there's a task where you have to do routes, kind of like a mission, but not as good, where you just set a path and follow it from A to B that someone's created or you've created between 2 Pokestops, or just 1 Pokestop if you want to go in a loop. I'd imagine most Ingress players are kind of aware of what Pokemon Go is, even if they don't play it. You know, walk around in the real world, Pokemon evolve, battle. This year, the Pokemon Go team did add the max raid battles, so doing those at Dynamax power spots has been fun. I think they added it this year, may have been added last year, but it feels recent. And of course, they're now owned by Scopely, so I expect things will change more in 2026 in Pokemon Go and be more game focused. I can't see things like scanning, sticking around, and uploading that because that's something that more Niantic/Niantic Spatial is focused on. But maybe they'll decide to maybe Pokemon Playgrounds, which is their AR experience thing like Overclock, will stick around. It's something some people enjoy, but I really don't think it's their main focus going forward. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that drop off. Speaking of AR, I want to go into Peridot as well. So Peridot is a much slower burn than many of the other games on here. The gameplay loop in that is get a baby virtual pet, raise it up, feed it, then breed it with another virtual pet, get a new virtual pet, and start all over again. There are things to unlock on the way, like certain archetypes and certain chaos traits, where they've just let the AI kind of go out wild on creating tails and horns and eyes and whatever for all these dots that you raise. I think Niantic did market it as a kind of Tamagotchi kind of game. It doesn't feel like that overly to me as someone that played a lot of Tamagotchis when he was younger. It's a bit more involved and AR is on all the time. So if you don't like that being on or if it drains your phone battery, not the game for you. They also initially did nests that cost £5. So to participate in that game loop that I mentioned, originally there was a blocker where it cost you £5 to do that to get a nest to breed with another dot. That obviously led to a lot of players dropping off and just deleting the game, and many just never went back to it because of that poor start. Niantic Spatial do have other Peridot things. They show them off normally at the AR conferences, things like Project Jade and Hello Dot. So it's kind of their little mascot, I guess, now they don't have Pokemon Go. Having the Peridots, I can't remember the name of the dot, I think it might be Key, the main little purple one. As I said, Peridot, definitely not a game for everyone, but I do play it from time to time. I've gone now up to level 39. I think I was level 36 at the start of the year. So again, so burn on this. I'm going to jump back now to another Scopely game. So Monster Hunter now. So at the moment in Monster Hunter now, I'm Hunter rank 156. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't affect anything when you get past certain level. Don't get any extra things, anything like that. It's just a number. Monster Hunter now, if you've not played it, it is similar to Monster Hunter, but less time consuming, where you're slaying monsters within a certain time frame, teaming up with other hunters, upgrading your weapons. So you're creating like a new sword and shield, creating a new gun, that kind of thing, creating switchblades and switch axes, lances, gun lances. There's a whole variety of weapons, and they keep adding more and more. You probably heard me mention it before, but a fellow Wayfair ambassador, Sarah Mann, does a podcast called MHN Cast, and she and Max Strong will be able to tell you a lot more about Monster Hunter now in that podcast than I can ever cover here, because I do play it kind of casually, but I do enjoy what I play of it. I just, like I say, play it a bit more casually now than I did, because I've had things like Ingress taking up more time than it used to. I jump back to another Pokemon one. Like I say, that's what's in my list. I don't know why I wrote it down this way, but that's how it's written down. So for Pokemon games, there's a whole variety of games you can play on mobile, like Magikarp Jump and stuff like that. I have been playing Pokemon Sleep, so I've got the Pokemon Go Plus Plus, which is for recording sleep. When you go off to sleep, you get a little Pikachu thing that sends you a little lullaby to send you to bed. It then tracks your sleep, and you wake up in the morning, see how your sleep was. Depending how your sleep was, how well you slept, you'll encounter more Pokemon in the morning, and then you can feed them treats, get them on your team, to then feed you Snorlax, and then boost it up to then get more Pokemon. So again, that's the kind of gameplay loop on there. At the moment, I'm rank 57. I don't know how well that is for what I'm sleeping wise, but I need to unlock a few more areas in Pokemon Sleep and get a few more Pokemon. I did have a period where I lost my device, so I didn't play for a while. You don't need the device to play this game. You can do it with other watches, so you can use your Apple Watch or your Fitbit device for it. You don't have to have the Pokemon Go Plus Plus. I don't know if they're even selling that still now. But yeah, gamified sleeping is a bit of a weird one, but it's kind of enjoyable. Then I'm going to jump to something totally non-Pokemon related with Jurassic World Alive. So this is from Ludia Games, a Canadian company. Obviously, I assume most people listening are vaguely aware of the franchise Jurassic World. It's had Jurassic Parks, it's had mini series and games, and obviously the books, starting at. It's kind of similar to Pokemon Go, but not. So in Jurassic World Live, you're throwing darts at dinosaurs to get their DNA. You're not trying to capture them directly. You dart the dinosaurs, you get the DNA, and then you can create that dinosaur using that DNA. There are things like DNA fusions, there's battles to do, there's clans to join. I can't remember what they're called in the game, but alliance. So there's alliances to join and sanctuaries where you can feed creatures and get DNA that way as well. There's obviously more and more Jurassic Park things that keep coming out and Jurassic World things that keep coming out. So they keep adding more and more dinosaurs from that. I've had a few recently from something called Jurassic World Chaos Theory, which I've not seen, but I'm enjoying the dinosaurs I've got from that. Some of them are handy in battle. For my level on that, I'm level 16 now. From most of the way through that, I think I was level 15 at the start of the year. They also had a level cap update. So whilst I got a little boost, it didn't get me instantly to level 16, but I played more and fused more dinosaurs, got some more XP and leveled up that way. It's not one that you can massively play out of the open because you have to be focused on when you're darting the dinosaurs and getting those things done. But it is possible. They've got like Pokemon Go's got incenses. They've got scents that lure certain dinosaurs to your area. I know during the pandemic they used to do like a giga scent that would lure dinosaurs to you for 3 hours every day, which was a nice thing to if you were just at home, couldn't really go out and still get your dinosaurs and play it that way. So I think that worked well for them. I'm going to jump back to Pokemon again, but this is again another weird mobile game that's completely different to all the other ones I've mentioned. So, Pokemon Masters EX. So, in Pokemon Masters EX, it's a gacha game. So, you're pulling for your favorite trainers and sync pairs with certain Pokemon. There is a lot of trainers in this game, and what I enjoy as a Pokemon player is seeing the lore and the interaction between characters that maybe normally wouldn't interact. So such as between Lucas, Dawn from Diamond and Pearl, and Ray and Akari from Legend Arceus. They would never meet in normal circumstances, but they've had events together in the game. As I said, the main thing in it is getting sync pairs, which are a Pokemon trainer and a Pokemon, doing battles, getting resources to then level those trainers up, and then occasionally getting gems, which allow you to pull for more trainers. And it follows the usual pattern of like 5-star trainers are the best, but they can be upgraded to EX, which writes Pokemon Masters EX, and they can be upgraded past that. I think there's something called Super Awakening. I don't really understand that yet because I've not got that. There's EX rolls, EX cakes. It can get a lot as a new player. So if you are diving into it, I would just enjoy it for what it is first of all, and then work out what all the items do after that, after you need the higher levels. All done with Pokemon games now, so I move into a game called Rise of Berk. This is also by Ludia Games, as Jurassic World Alive is. This is based on the How to Train Your Dragon franchise. So in this one, it's a character collector game, is the easiest way to sum it up, with some mini games there as well. So you're playing as the dragons, you're commanding Toothless to go out and search for new dragons and collecting, saving dragons in various ways, whether that's from the battle system where you defend Berk, or the brawl battle system where you battle against AI controlled people of other players. Again, getting various resources like fish and wood and iron and amber, upgrading things, unlocking new dragons, unlocking legendary dragons to give you a boost like Drago's Bewilderbeast or Shellfire. The game does cover everything in the How to Train Dragon franchise, so if it's been in a book, a comic, series, a movie, it's probably in there. There's also a lot of unique dragons unique to Rise of Berk itself, so things like a Bumblebee Death Gripper and things like that. All of these things won't make any sense if you don't know the How to Train Dragon franchise at all. I know I'm rambling a bit. For my progress on Rise of Berk, I was contemplating what to kind of track. I went for the dragons that I own. So in 567 out of 802 possible dragons at the moment. They do keep adding new dragons every update, so that'll number will fall behind if I don't keep up, and I'll have like 567 out of 1,000 by the end of next year. As Rise of Berk is a character collector game, I want to talk about another one that I play that's like that as well. So this is Family Guy: The Quest for Stuff, which is unfortunately kind of a poor man's Futurama Worlds of Tomorrow. I'd bring that game back if I could. You've probably heard me talk about it, heard me talk about it with the voice actor for Snowmotron in the game on one of my other episodes. As it implies, Family Guy: The Quest for Stuff is based on the Fox show Family Guy, where you go around collecting characters, doing time limited quests on there to unlock new characters or variants of characters or costumes for characters, which then help you progress with the event and help you unlock things in the future. And you build up a little Quahog as well. You've got the area there. So yeah, it's fun, but not as fun as the Futurama game. Had PvP and extra things in the Futurama one, which made it a lot better. I think that's about it for a kind of quick summary of the main mobile games I played this year. If I missed any off that are great and I should be playing that are similar to those, do let me know. It'd be good to know what I should be playing, what I might have missed out on, and whether I need to drop something, probably Family Guy, to make up time for these new games that you recommend. Hope you all have a great day. Hope you enjoy Boxing Day if it's Boxing Day for you. Hope you enjoy the holidays if it's just a regular day off. And if you're in the office, please don't work too hard. It's the day after Christmas. No one cares. Thank you for listening, agents, and happy hacking. Thank you, agents, for listening to the latest episode of the Ingress Insights podcast. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can do that in a couple of ways. So the easiest way to support the podcast is via Patreon. So you can find at patreon.com/Ingress Insights. And there's a free tier, a $1 a month tier, whatever that is in your local currency, and a $5 a month tier. You can check out what benefits those come with on the Patreon. One other thing you can do that's totally free that helps out a lot is rating the podcast on your podcast service of choice. So where you can leave a rating or leave comments, that always helps increase visibility. And then finally, you can follow us on various social media channels. We use most of them, but the best one to follow us on now is Blue Sky. So that's just ingressinsights.bsky.social. Search for Ingress Insights on Blue Sky, you'll find us on there. Finally, sharing the podcast with friends, family, other agents who want to listen and get updates, so it helps out and helps get interviews with various Ingress people or other game related people to then increase visibility more. So anything you can do from those is great. Thanks again for listening, agents. Have a great day.
Intel package transferred.